Success Radio Ìbàdàn ìkànnì ayé ń gbọ́. Ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀lẹ̀, ó ń milẹ̀ tìtì. Success Radio Ìbàdàn ìkànnì ayé ń gbọ́. Ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀lẹ̀, ó ń milẹ̀ tìtì. Success Radio Ìbàdàn ìkànnì ayé ń gbọ́. Ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀lẹ̀, ó ń milẹ̀ tìtì. Success Radio Ìbàdàn ìkànnì ayé ń gbọ́.
Good morning, all our listeners all over the city, all over the nation, and around the globe. It is no other station, it is Success Radio Ibadan. We are back again on your dear program, Eco Pointer. This is the program where we share economic news, business news, information that will help your business, that will guide you in your financial decisions. And I want to appreciate all our audience that are connecting to us. You can connect us via Facebook or YouTube. And what's the address? The address is Success Radio Ibadan. And your anchor on the program is Kolawole Kayode. Kolawole Kayode. This morning I brought to you a lot of information that we really need to share. You need to get to know about it, and it will guide what we do and what we tell our government and what we do in our own businesses. Eco Pointer is the program. Please help us to share it, like it, let others be involved. As we have always said, business is not what a single person can do. You cannot be the buyer and the seller of the same product. You cannot be the dealer and the buyer of the same product. Somebody has to be a buyer, somebody has to be a seller, and everyone will benefit. As you know, we have the section of economic news on the program. We have the segment where you can sell yourself, tell people what you can do, and others subscribe to what you can do. They pay you, you help them, and everybody is better off for it. And we also have the segment of market of ideas. That is where we share particular idea of business importance. Remember also that we do analysis of economic news on this program, explaining further the meaning of the information we have relayed unto you. Like they say, no time to check time. We continue and without delay. This information comes from the Premium Times of Sunday, 27th of November. It says, real reasons fuel scarcity persists across Nigeria. I'm very sure you are anxious to know the reasons so that we can find a solution. Another information we are bringing to you says how China beats poverty to improve the plight of 800 million citizens. I'm very sure you are interested in that information so that it can be a lesson to us here in Africa and particularly in Nigeria and in Ibadan. There is another information here that says Dangote plans 300,000 new jobs in sugar industry. That is to say, if you are able to connect properly, you can be a beneficiary of that new job. Another information here says President Muhammadu Buhari has flagged off exploration for crude oil in the northern part of Nigeria after the discovery of crude oil in commercial quantity. Another information here is talking about the Academic Staff Union of Universities. I really wish parents and students should not be scared. But frankly, to talk about, it's not a good information for students and for parents because the information is saying ASU threatens new strike action. All right, this morning I pick it up from the real reason for scarcity persists across Nigeria. An official of Petroleum Marketers Association has said, we are experiencing scarcity of petrol because the product is not available. The question is, why should the product not be available? What is causing that? Those who are in charge, those whose job is to make it available, is it that they forgot? Did you remember? Or they don't want to do anything about it? I mean, there should be a reason why it is not available. And we are all aware, we all know that petrol is so important to the Nigerian economy. Everybody is affected by the pricing and the availability of petrol in one capacity or the other. And it affects the prices of the things we buy, the things we use, the cost of production, and so many things. Transportation is there, so many things. Omolaja Toyin Adebayo, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you for your comments. Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, IPMAN, has attributed fuel scarcity to non-availability of the product. The remark was made by Operation Controller of IPMAN, and that is Mr. Mike Oshatui, in Lagos during an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria. He said the cause of this is that the cause of this scarcity is that the NNPC has stopped importing enough fuel into Nigeria to meet the demand of the people. He made us to realize that NNPC is the sole importer of petroleum products into the nation. No other persons, company, or organization imports petroleum products into Nigeria. Only NNPC is permitted by law to do that. And when NNPC imports, they come with a mother vessel, that is a large vessel that is the only one that brought petroleum products into the shores of Nigeria, and particularly through Lagos. When they bring the vessel loaded with oil, the finished product, petrol and others, diesel and the rest of them, into Nigeria, then that is where the other people that are involved, like the private sector, can now get involved. When the mother vessel, the ship, the large ship that they use to import the petrol and the diesel and the rest of them, bring the product into Nigeria, especially through Lagos, then we have the daughter vessels. What they mean by the daughter vessel, they are the smaller vessels that are used by the private petroleum depot owners. The private petroleum depot owners. So they will now bring their own smaller ship vessels to where the mother vessel of NNPCL is, and take oil from there and move the product to their own depot. Now, all these efforts, the NNPCL, Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, because that's the new name. It is no more NNPC because it has been, commercialized, that it is now NNPCL, or may I say privatized now, Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited. That now at this point, the NNPCL and the private depot owners, all of them, they need dollars to pay for the oil. Even the daughter vessel of the private depot owners that will take fuel from the mother vessel of NNPCL, we also pay for transportation on the waters, and the payment has to be in dollar, it's not in naira. And due to all this, the scarcity of dollar is another issue about it. So based on all these facts, we can itemize the reason for the scarcity of fuel, petrol, diesel to these factors. The number one factor is the monopoly of NNPCL. And how do we find solution to that? Well, one of the simple solutions, we may say that the federal government should permit the private businesses to also import oil besides NNPCL. Well, we may say that could also create more jobs, because all jobs in terms of importing the oil concentrated on NNPCL. But if private petroleum depot owners are permitted to, private petroleum business organizations are permitted to also import oil, that will be able to create job for some people and the product will be available. Another issue is the issue of the dollar situation, that the scarcity of dollar is causing a lot of problem for NNPCL to be able to buy the oil in foreign markets and bring them to Nigeria. It's also creating problem for the private petroleum depot owner having got oil from the NNPCL to transfer it from anyway to buy and to transfer to their own depot. They also need the dollars. So simple solution, we may say that the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, should work hard to ensure there is more dollar for this petroleum industry so that there will not be scarcity within the nation. And marketers of petroleum products, especially through the IPMAN, they have also told us that because of the situation at hand, marketers cannot sell petrol at the control price because the unsteady supply of petroleum products has pushed up the prices. And now price per liter of petrol at the various depot is now between 205 naira and 210 naira. Whereas before now, they used to buy it for 162 naira 50 kobo. So these petroleum marketers are saying there is no way they could sell at the control price if they themselves are buying at 205 or 210 naira. Therefore, because of the situation, the price of petrol per liter as at Monday, which was 27th of November, has been 230 naira, 240 naira. I've also had people buying at 250 naira. But personally, as I speak, I have bought at 230. I have also bought at 240. But we've also had information that beyond Lagos, Ibadan, going towards the north, people are already buying at 270, 300 naira per liter of petrol. Now, the fact remains, telling ourselves the straightforward progress out of this scarcity every year, every month, every quarter, the straightforward solution that we need. What is it? The straightforward solution remains that Nigeria has to produce, refine its own crude oil into finished product by itself. There is no two way to that. There is no other solution to it. There is no other way on the palm tree that somebody can go. The only way is the way as you see the palm tree, you go up or you come down. That's all. And we've informed us before now, I think last month, that the Minister of State for Petroleum has promised Nigerians that by December, one of the biggest refinery in Nigeria that will produce about 60,000, that processes about 60,000 crude oil, will be in operation by December 2022. Now we will be using this opportunity to challenge the government that if they are very serious, they must fulfill that promise. Because the situation on ground call for the fulfillment of that promise if they don't want Nigerians to keep suffering. And bringing that kind of refinery into operation will bring more job, which is our emphasis on the program. It will bring more jobs into Nigeria. And there is another information that the Dangote refinery that everyone has been looking forward to is to come up by 2023. They did not even give us the month. And so for now, waiting for 2023 will be too far because petrol is like food. Everybody has to consume every single day. So because of the situation, the government has to find a way out. And I'm also bringing that as the point on our market of ideas. I'm sending this to our researchers, and not only researchers, anybody could make a discovery. Whether you are a PhD holder or not, it doesn't matter. Everybody has been given brain and ideas by God. There are people who have those ideas, even though they may not have so much education, they may have the idea. And what is the idea I'm trying to sell out this morning? The idea is that is there option? Is there a way Nigeria can live without a petrol, or at least find another product that we can use instead of petrol so that we can come out of this scarcity and economic hardship? Do you know in those days in our secondary school when we were studying government, when we were studying the history of Nigeria, especially during the Biafran time, we actually learned then that when Biafra war was going on, there were people in the eastern part of Nigeria, because they didn't have enough access to petroleum to power their vehicles and the war machines, they found a way to refine palm oil and use it to power their machines. How true could this be? As our audience, how true could this be? You see, don't sit down there and say it is not possible. Don't say that at all. We are talking of the world of science into economic activities. Instead of saying it is not possible, what we should rather do is to, explore, go into the research and find out if there is a way we can refine palm oil or any other oil and use them to replace petrol. And if we are successful on it, even if it is 50% success, I tell you, many other countries will subscribe into what we are doing. It will create job for thousands and millions of people. Farmers will have a lot of job to do. Many people will be involved in the refining process. So many jobs will be created, and our nation, Nigeria, will be better for it. So I want to challenge all our people in the studying petroleum engineering, studying agricultural sciences, studying chemical engineering, all our people in charge of processing chemicals, in industrial chemistry, and all those courses that are related to chemicals. Let our lecturers in the university go into research and carry the research students along into this research. If you're able to find out, yes, if palm oil could be used in place or as substitute for petrol or groundnut oil, or our shea butter, ori, you know it. if they can be processed into fuel and they can be used in place of petrol and diesel, good for us. After all, the Yoruba man said, if the thing that we eat is no more available, then the thing that we don't eat should not relax, because we can lay hand upon it and start using it. So if the petrol is this scarce and people are suffering and lamenting for it, if there's a way we can lay hand on the one we don't use before, good for us, and it will be better for us as a nation. And so this morning, that is market of idea for us. That's an idea for us to work upon, and it will bring prosperity to our nation. Another information that we are bringing to us this morning says how China beats poverty to improve the plight of 800 million citizens. Wow. China alone has contributed to over 75% of the poverty alleviation reduction globally. The country has lifted over 800 million people out of poverty and breaking the world record. Nigeria has about 133 million people out of about 220 million people living in different levels of poverty. Which means Nigeria has about 133 million people to take out of poverty. But the information we are reading to you this morning says China alone as a country has lifted about 800 million people out of poverty in their own country. The World Bank says China lifted over 800 million people out of poverty within the period of 4 decades, that is 40 years. The main factors used by China to alleviate poverty, 2 main factors were highlighted by the World Bank, and they are highlighting them for nations like Nigeria, people like Nigerians to learn from. Number 1 factor, which was a policy strategy that China used, number 1 is a broad-based economic transformation, which brings new development opportunities to the poor and continuously raise their income. China brought in economic transformation program, bringing economic activities into different areas of the life of the Chinese people, ensuring everything becomes business. Like we have said always in this program, they make sure everything becomes business. Some people are producing toothpicks, some people are producing plastic, some people are so many things that everything is being produced in their own country, and that they kept doing it, and they made sure that no company fold up, so that the people can continuously earn income. Not only earning income, they are able to earn on the incremental basis. Somebody that earn 20 naira today could earn 22 naira tomorrow, could earn 23 naira the next, could earn 25 naira by next month, and on like that. So when people earn higher income over a long period of time, you are rest assured they will come out of poverty. The other factor was targeted policy of government to eliminate long-term poverty in areas that were poverty-ridden due to their location and other factors. That is, China ensured there are, locations in their country where, due to the location of that country, due to the orientation of the people there, those ones, it's like they were born into poverty and it seems they are ready to die in poverty. So the government intentionally ensure some policies are made to develop their areas and pull them out of poverty. Like some of our leaders have said, though they know the truth, that a good leader does not take people to where they want, but it takes people to where they should be. These two factors, these two strategy policies implemented by China has affected them in these 5 areas. They implemented it in these 5 areas, which is for us also to learn for our business and economic activities. Number 1 is growing agricultural productivity. China ensure agricultural productivity is growing. Food production does not stop. They kept ensuring they keep increasing the food production every day. You can imagine if there is food scarcity in China, where will 1.3 million Chinese citizens run to? Which country will be able to feed them enough? And that is where our own country needs to work upon. This is not only the issue of government. Our private individuals, private companies also need to work on this. We need to produce agricultural products in large quantity, both food crops and cash crops. You see, as a nation, we have advantage in this area, and I'm still challenging us. Even in our own house, at your backyard, that small piece of land there, plant something there. Yes, and be watering it, even if it is ewedu or efo or agbado, whichever one, or tomato or pepper, no matter how small, even if it's just a 3 or 2 or 3 sticks that you put there, it will also contribute to food supply in the country. These are part of the things that China did. They ensure production of agricultural produce does not stop. So we as individuals, we also need to work on that. We need to produce more. And on the part of the government needs to bring up policies that will be open to people. It is not just that people that are in government are the ones that will have access to agri incentives that are meant for the people. Those who are in offices are the ones collecting the agri loans. People on the farm cannot even access the loan, they cannot get it. This is why there is problem in the country. Those who are to do the agri job, they could not get the money. Those who are not doing it are the ones getting the money. And these loans keep coming out every year, but it's not reaching where it's supposed to reach. And we are saying there is problem. Of course, there will be problem until we correct ourselves. Another area where Chinese strategy has really helped them is incremental industrialization. What does that mean? Chinese keep expanding the existing industry and creating new ones. You know what's funny? Chinese go to other countries and look at what those countries need. Okay, you need tomato. Fine. Chinese will go back to their own country and begin to develop a technology on how to produce tomato. And they produce it and bring it to the country that need the tomato. So they make sure the company in their own country does not stop production, and they make sure the country where they are selling it to does not stop buying from them. And so the job is being created in their country, they are selling it out, and they are making the money. You see, there is no monopoly of knowledge anywhere. Wisdom is not limited anywhere. Why can't we also do that? Do you know many people need our own cocoa products? We can also process it here and take it outside. Many people need our cotton. Many people need our groundnut. There is groundnut oil. There is groundnut cake. There are a lot of things you can produce from there. Our palm oil is an hot cake. People need them. There are a lot of things that can be produced from our palm oil. If we are able to work on all these areas, I tell you, people need them all over the world. Do you know soap production requires palm oil? So people need them. They want to use them. If we make it available, if we produce them, they will buy. And some of the problem we have in this country is that a lot of our companies, our factories, they are folded up. Chinese did not allow that to happen because they know they want to create job for people. So Chinese didn't allow that to happen. Chinese ensure, yes, that their companies don't fold up. In this Ibadan alone, a lot of companies are folded up here, and we are complaining of no job. How will job be? In this Ibadan, we've heard of Exide battery. In this Ibadan, there have been Leland where they assemble trucks. My God. So in this city alone, a lot of companies are folded up, and we are saying, hey, our children graduated, there is no job. I'm telling you to answer, where will the job come from? The company that's supposed to offer them the job are no more there. You see, the automobile industry alone is a chain of many companies. Only the automobile industry, for automobile industry alone, there will be a lot of welder will work there, a lot of steel processing company will work there, a lot of rubber processing company will work along with the automobile industry, a lot of clothing upholstery will work there. So thousands of people will work in automobile industry alone. You see, it is no joke why countries like China, Korea are going into automobile, because only automobile production of vehicles alone will create millions of jobs. But the problem of this part of the world is that we are looking in this nation, our companies are folding up, and sometimes we are even happy, rejoicing that that God has catch him. He's the owner of that company, and that company has folded up, and we are rejoicing, not knowing that indirectly, even our own children who are finishing school, where will the job come to them? So this is a lesson that we have learned from China, that our companies must not fold up. Our government must ensure everything they have to do to make sure our company does not fold up. They must do it and ensure those companies keep running. In fact, if it will involve that they should sell some company to another owner and make sure those companies don't fold up. For example, as a lesson, from England will not allow their football club to fold up. Instead of Chelsea to fold up, they would rather sell that club to another owner. Instead of Liverpool and the rest of them to fold up, they will sell them to another owner, and those football club, they continue to exist, and all the job that they are giving to people will continue to exist. Those are lessons. That's what we should learn from. So what I'm trying to say is, anywhere you pass through a particular street, there used to be a company there. Maybe they are producing sachet water, or they are producing paper, or they are producing chin-chin, whatever they are producing. And you pass that place the following month, and you discover that they are no more working. Remember, it's an economic disaster for the environment, for the community, for the city, for the nation. Another area where the Chinese strategy has helped them is the building of critical infrastructure. That is road construction, bridge construction, rail construction, a lot of that. And that also affects their urbanization. And this is what I mean. You see, if Nigeria also ensure that we build a lot of infrastructure, like a train could connect our urban centers to the rural areas, and people can live far away in Odeomu. Yes, they can live far away in Ifeodun. People can live far away in Ilarogun. People can live far away in Nasarawa, and they can be working in Lagos, and they can be working in Ibadan, And they know that when they board the train in the morning by 7 a.m., by 7:30 or 7:40, they have got to where they are going. That is infrastructure. Number one, that situation will help to reduce the congestion in our urban centers. And it will also help to develop those rural areas where there was no development. And you know the problem here also is that, do you know our rail system in this nation is also a monopoly? Nobody gets involved, only the government. That is why it is not developing. We need to decentralize our railway business, our rail system in this country. We need to ensure that private businesses could come into rail businesses, build their own rail lines, buy coaches on the rail lines, and connect cities, connect towns, connect people, and people can move and be able to go to where they need to go at the right time. And with that, a lot of jobs will be created. We are in this country when our this company in Yoruba land, Odua Investment, intended to build rail system between Ibadan and Lagos to ensure, quick movement of people. But because of the monopoly, the federal government insisted that no, they cannot do it because it is a monopoly. Now the question is, who is losing? Yes, the same federal government who could not create enough job for the people is saying somebody that want to create enough job. Why? I mean, they are stopping that person. I'm sorry. You see, these are the things we need to ask our people who are coming to campaign to us. That senator that is coming to us, that governorship candidate who is coming to say vote for me in 2023. These are the issues we need to bring to their face. They need to work on this for us. When they come to governance, these are the issues we need. These are the solutions we need. We need decentralization of all this unnecessary monopoly in our country. Rail system need to be decentralized. Resource exploitation and exploration need to be decentralized. People need to be able to work on their own resources and be able to use it to develop their place so that we can create the job for our people and prosperity. Another area where the Chinese policy has helped them is effective and quality education, both in the urban centers and in the rural areas. And that's a big lesson for us. Effective and qualitative education. It does not matter where you live in China, whether you are in Beijing or Shanghai or anywhere, or you are in the rural area, the remote area of China, the quality of education remains very effective. And the problem on this part of the world is our own education has become so bad that instead of studying and reading, our students have gone into exam malpractices. Do you know, I saw this morning, information that was posted to me, that in Oyo State alone, 50 schools, both public schools, in fact, there were 24 public schools and 26 private schools, secondary school, that has been de-recognized by WAEC. And what does it mean? Because of examination malpractices. Students who are supposed to read, task their brain, go into research, make discoveries. All they are concerned about is to be looking at how they will do malpractice to cheat just to pass the exam. If somebody cheats to pass exam and the person graduates, tell me, what would be the contribution of that person to the economic progress of this nation? And one way or the other, through hook and crook, that person become a senator, that person become a governor, that person become a legislator, that person become a president, what kind of a nation will the person build for us? The person who cheated to pass exams. So quality education is a major issue. It's a major issue in this country. And recently, another news now is that ASU is threatening another strike. So we need to find a way to make sure that our education is qualitative. And we also want to suggest in this program that we need to bring in private people into education, especially our public institutions. You see, there have been this pivotal kind of program that I learned the state government is working on. We've learned about Government College Ibadan, that the state government is giving it to the Old Student Association, that they should work on it, so that the government don't need to be spending money on that school. The Old Student Association will be spending the money, and they can raise the quality of the education there. That's a good idea. I think we want to commend that. And if that works there, then let many other schools also be given to the Old Student Association, and let them invest into their old school, including our university, the Harvard of USA, the Oxford in the UK, the Cambridge universities. They are not 100% run by the government. They are run by many other foundations, contribution from old students and the rest of them. Thousands of students have graduated from University of Ibadan. Thousands of students have graduated from University of Lagos and many other universities. We can compulsory for all these old students to have their contribution to their alma mater on yearly basis, maybe 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira per annum, and it may be enough to run many of these universities on yearly basis. And that will also expand the university system. It will create more jobs. They will be able to do more research. Even the universities themselves should be able to work with a lot of industries. I've been looking forward to a situation where our students can be connected to industries and work there. Our lecturers, carrying all the credentials that they have, should be able to directly involve in economic activities. Yes, and be able to also carry their students along into those economic activities and develop many of the things we have. There are ways, like we've discussed this morning, there are ways we can develop our palm oil, there are ways we can produce them, process them, and it can be useful for so many other things. These are things that should be done, and part of the income should go to the schools and develop them, and so that we continue to have the quality education, so that in the long run it will have impact on our businesses and our economic activities and create more job for us. And another area where the Chinese strategy and policy has really affected them, helped them, is in the local governance. Local governance. Their strategy, they make sure that at the local level, the governance there is effective. Because it is the local people that are very close to so many other, citizens. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Tijani Fatima Bello, on the program. We appreciate you. Thank you for your comment. He said, good morning to the most beautiful souls in the world. Success Radio family. More blessing in all your endeavors. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Latif Gasali. Says good morning. Good morning. We appreciate you. Tijani Fatima Bello. Thank you so much. So, in the local governance, the policy of China has really helped them, so that whatever policy, the effort they are making at the local level, it is very effective, because those are the ones that are close to the citizens. And that's a lesson for Nigeria. Our local government, our landlord association must be effective in the things they do. Yes, if the government says we have this allocation to give to people who are poor, to develop their businesses, and the federal government issue out money, the money land in the states. If it should go to local government level, should go to unit, area by area, ward by ward, and let the money get to where it's supposed to get to. When there is corruption and the money does not get to where it's supposed to get to, the meaning is that the business and the job we need to create, we will not be able to create them. These are the problem that this country have, and these are the solution that we need, because our emphasis on this program is wealth, job creation, and economic prosperity. Do you know China is also working on culture? The culture in terms of what is right that people should have as orientation. Like in our environment now, it seems how people get money is not our business. We just want to see that the person get the money. Whether somebody shed blood to get money, whether the person, dupe other people to get the money, it seems people don't really look at that. All they just want to hear is that he has money, he has the car, he builds the house. You see, we need to be particular. Our culture, our orientation need to change. Yes, we should not begin to worship anybody because they have millions of naira or because they have a new car or a new house. We should be able to investigate, and we should be able to commend hard work, not people who are going through the back door to make wealth, because that is part of why those who are working hard, they are discouraged, because it's like the lazy ones. Yes, they are the ones seems to be getting the money. So if it is laziness that will make people to get the money, so people are working hard to want to drop hard work and begin to be lazy, and that compounds the economic problems of this country. All right, this morning we will be running off with this story about the Dangote plan for investment in sugar industry, and that investment is to generate about 300,000 jobs. 300,000 jobs. That's a good news. That's good. And that investment in the sugar industry, the investment will be made in Adamawa State. You may start working on that to connect that opportunity, get along in that area. You can be a beneficiary of one of those jobs. That's part of what we are saying. We need to create job in this country. And if Dangote is doing his own part, many of us also need to do our part. And not only in that area also, it is also said his oil refinery is to also bring up to 250,000 jobs. And in 2010, this year, Dangote, Aliko Dangote, was made the chairman of Nigeria National Job Creation Committee. I think those are good. It's good. And he's trying to do his own part. So all of us need to do our part. If it's one job you can create for somebody, or two for somebody, or three for another person, that is the solution that we need. All right. On this note, this morning, we shall be rounding off. The program has been Eco Pointer, and your anchor on the program has been Kolawole Kayode. And for you to connect me to discuss one or two issues with me in relation to our program, my number is 07053706276. I take it again. My number is 07053706276. Continue to join every other program on this dial, on this station, Success Radio Ibadan. You can connect us via Facebook or via YouTube. The address is Success Radio Ibadan. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.